More hints at Koro-sensei in this episode of Assassination Classroom. I really am growing fond of this series. Like, I am so half tempted to just read the manga ahead. Because this series, it reminds me so much of Gintama. I said it last week, and seeing it again, the way the story is building up through the comedy. Damn. Okay, so the ending of this episode of Assassination Classroom. Koro-sensei has more foreshadowing applied to him. This character that pops up at the end of the episode after Koro-sensei decides to go Mach 20, fly over to one of his students' houses and tutor him in math, you see this kid that's sitting in a tree, new character, guessing it's the other assassin that we heard about. This kid says, "Oh, my big brother." Now, it's very obvious that Koro-sensei was some form of genetic experiment or an experiment of some kind, because he said he was born on Earth. And, you know, these two assassins are genetically designed assassins, you know, Ritsu and now this kid at the end. It makes me assume that maybe the reason why they call him Big Brother, why this kid is calling him Big Brother, is because he is very, very similar to Koro-sensei, or he is the little brother of Koro-sensei. What if that is true? That'd be fucked up if it was. So, this episode of Assassination Classroom, it once again goes to show you how kind of a sensei Koro-sensei is. Like, he went out of his way, after going Mach 20 and taking his students to Hawaii in the second half of the episode, he was deflecting dust and wind pressure and all sorts of stuff like that to make it to where his students could fly properly, where they wouldn't get ate up by wind pressure and dust particles and stuff like that. Because I was thinking that when I was watching this episode, I was like, if you were to go that fast without any protection, you're going to have your face ripped off because of the wind pressure and the dust and particles all inside the air. And so to see how the mangaka, the writer, decided to throw that in there where Koro-sensei was deflecting these particles, dust particles, dirt particles, and deflecting the wind pressure back, that right there makes me respect the mangaka even more, to even go in depth with that and explain why they were kind of fine. I mean, it's anime, and at the end of the day, I don't expect 100% logic, but I am glad the mangaka tried to put some form of logic into the series and added that in. That just makes me really respect the writer a lot. But what really makes me respect the writer is the way the writer has been doing all of these episodes, adding in these foreshadowing moments alongside these comedy moments, like the ending scene, or, you know, all these other different things that hint at Koro-sensei's love life, stuff like that. So, this episode, the main point of this episode, I guess you can take from this episode, is once again, Koro-sensei is a very compassionate teacher, and it makes you wonder every time you sit down and watch an episode of Assassination Classroom, is this person really that evil? Is this the person that really took out part of the moon? Like, it makes you wonder, it makes you question, because the entirety of Koro-sensei's personality has showcased him to be a very, very kind teacher, very kind sensei, and the more I see of him, and the more I see of his character, the way his, you know, fluffy atmosphere and demeanor is about his character, I don't believe, I truly don't believe Koro-sensei is the one that took out the moon. I truly don't believe that. I can't believe that, because there's just so many signs of how Koro-sensei is not that bad, but that could be a disguise. Koro-sensei could be putting on a mask, a face, but still, it really is hard to believe that someone this kind, you know, deflecting dirt and dust and all sorts of shit and wind from his students while he's giving them a lecture for 5 hours on English and different things like that, it's hard to believe that someone could be this evil and kill everybody in the year. It really is. And alongside of that, the way he was able to give, you know, Vitch-sensei some determination and courage to continue being a really good assassin. And that was the first segment of the episode, just, you know, having Koro-sensei helping out his fellow employee, like helping out his fellow employee or his, partner in work. And that right there, once again, goes to show you more respect Koro Sensei has for his fellow students and his fellow teachers. So yeah, the episode of Assassination Classroom, wonderful. It really is a wonderful episode. I can't get enough of this series. I really can't. It reminds me so much of Gintama. It is ridiculous. It really does. I see a plot building up slowly but surely, and it's going to be good when it finally gets revealed. It definitely is going to be fucking amazing. I sense it. So, yeah, that's it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this week's episode of Assassination Classroom. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.